Hey there guys, and how are you all doing today? My name's Rob, aka Chrom3maGik, and today is part 4 of the commentary with every gun show. I haven't done one in 2 weeks because obviously I was on holiday, so thought I'd get back into the swing of things and go with one of my favourite guns, the AK47. Hopefully I can give you a couple of tips just to make you a little bit better with the gun and get a good kill streak and KD like I did in this game. So one of the things that I will say is don't spend too long in a certain area. That's for any gun at all, that's just a general rule because I actually do so here. You see me pick up my second kill here any second now, and then I move on to my third kill, which is just to the right of this spot, and then somebody comes behind me, as you'll see just about now. And what I should have done is either sound horde him because he wasn't using ninja, I don't believe. Either that, or I should have got out of the area quicker because I'd outstayed my welcome, and one of the things that I don't like to do is stay in a particular area for more than, say, 30 seconds to a minute. So in the gameplay I'm using the AK47 with Extended Mag, Scavenger Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro and Marathon Pro. Extended Mag probably wasn't actually the best choice because, as people from my clan and my friends will know, I am a serial reloader. Every time I get a kill I reload, but it's still a good piece of attachment. It's still a good attachment, sorry, to use just in case you get that odd 4-man tirade that comes near you, and you can take them out with the AK47. I'd say it's probably one of the only guns that you can actually do it with. Some of the things that I've done with this gun have really made me think about what I'm doing, and have been really good for me. So I'm also using the Claymore, Semtex and concussion grenades. Claymore I didn't use in this game and probably will switch out for something like C4 just because I don't use it anymore. And sorry, it's not because I don't use it anymore, it's because I run around too often and don't have the time to put it down or camp near it. Semtex and concussion grenades, I believe those are two of the best grenades and tactical grenades, just because the Semtex is good for sticking people and stuff like that. Right there you'll see me fail twice but still managed to pick up 3 kills. That makes the difference between a good and what could potentially have been a bad gameplay. Just a bit of luck like that. The gun is best used for medium-sized maps, if you ask me. It's a great all-round gun for all sorts of ranges, short and long, but when you're using long range line of sights, obviously the snipers are gonna win the fight over that, and short range SMGs are gonna win. If you go too short, then it can be a big problem because, as I say, SMGs will just run a tirade through you and you can't get your shots off quick enough with the AK47. So the maps that I suggest you use it on are Kowloon, Crisis, Grid, Hanoi, Villa and Convoy. Reasons why, just simple really. They're medium-sized maps. They're a little bit spread out but not too much that it means that snipers are going to take you out. You'll see me getting the chopper gunner now, and I don't do very well with it. It probably wasn't the best idea to use the chopper gunner on this map just because all of it is buildings, people hide in there so often and you can't do anything with it. Another thing that I would say is the gun has no recoil as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to give stats on it just because I like to do my commentaries on the way of the gamer. It's sort of like a gamer perspective rather than a statistics perspective. It's just how it feels to me and how I'm hoping it feels to everyone else. A lot of people complain that it has got recoil. That is actually just bobble. If you look from where you shoot on site, starting your starter site, it generally stays around that sort of area until you end the clip. So also don't use the suppressor because it's not very good with it, as is the AK-74U. Just don't use it because it seriously, when you get to a longer range, it takes the damage down so much and the damage drops off. One thing I always like to do during the show is do a recommended setup sort of thing. So I'll give the gun, which is obviously the AK47, the attachments, equipment and perks, and just give you reasons why it doesn't work very well or that sort of thing. So I'll just turn my controller on so that I can see each perk band and equipment. As for the gun, obviously the AK47 with extended mag or dual mag depending on how much you reload. Also maybe try a master key, just because in the short distance areas the master key can really help, although a lot of the times it's unreliable, so it really depends on how you feel towards it. I would also use as the lethal grenades, I would use Semtex, just because when I use frags I tend to overroll them, if that makes sense. I throw them as if they're a Semtex, and then they roll over and go 5 yards too far, and then you only get the splash damage and not the actual damage from the bomb itself. So it might be worth giving Semtex a go if you are good with grenades, and then go for them because they can really help as well. I would say concussion grenades instead of flashbangs. Reason why is concussion grenades cock really quickly, so you can throw them almost straight away, whereas flashbangs take a while to prime. Also flashbangs have a massive radius, so 9 times out of 10 when I tend to throw them, I end up getting a bit of the splash damage myself, which isn't good news anyway. But you don't get that with the concussion grenades because it's a lot smaller of a range. Obviously sometimes they don't work as well, and it means that people can still shoot you, but at the end of the day I'd rather have something that I know isn't gonna damage my chances of getting the kill rather than increase theirs, if that makes sense. So I'd also choose Flak Jacket as the first perk slot. Reason why is because you don't want to get killed by grenades. Obviously lightweight pro's not really good with it, but it can be used, I suppose. It's one of those ones that it's here and there. It doesn't really add much apart from the speed, so a lot of people don't use it. Scavenger, you don't need it, it's already got a massive clip size anyway. Ghost Pro, there's no point in using Ghost anyway because you're not using a silencer on it, so you're always going to be on the map when you're shooting, and if you are a rusher you're going to be on the map more often than not. As for hardline, again, the ammo capacity is so big that I don't really think that you need it. Obviously for the lesser player it might be an idea, but for me personally I don't think I need it. I can usually get 3 or 4 kills most of the time with the gun before I start getting into any trouble. As for the second perk slot, I would say Hardened is the best perk or sleight of hand for people with reload issues, so to speak, who reload quicker than or more often than they should. It's a really good perk to use. And Hardened obviously because you can shoot through walls. A lot of people underestimate the value of Hardened, but I do think it's a really good perk. Scout Pro, you don't need it because obviously that's for snipers, but you might need it if you want to switch to your secondary really quickly. Steady aim, again, it's not too bad, but Warlord there's no point because you're not going to use a red dot sight, reflex, ACOG, you know, one of the extra sights. Finally, perk 3, I would go with either Ninja or Tactical Mask. Tactical Mask because of the fact that you throw in flashbangs or concussion grenades, but other than that, Ninja's obviously good because it's silent, it makes you silent. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please rate, comment and subscribe. Cheers guys.